What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Jesus Coin. It is the 11th of September right now. We are 3 hours and 30 minutes into the new day. Price is sitting at 708246 right now. We have moved up this week so far 28% from open to current price right now. So definitely a positive week. Nice to see. If you look at the weekly RSI, we are turning up, held support on the 40 back here, slowly winding, hopefully getting a break to the upside here any given week now. This could be the beginning of that. The goal for the weekly RSI would be to get above the 50. If we can get above the 50, that's awesome. And I think that perhaps not this week, but next week we could achieve that. But if this week keeps growing, I mean, it is only Wednesday. If we grow another 28% the rest of this week, I'm sure that would get us above the 50. So who knows? We've got a long week ahead of us still. I'm sure pullbacks will happen along the way. Today could be a red day. It's possible, but it's also completely possible that we pull back just a little bit, right? And then we continue to go up higher, right? As we did on this day down here, as we did in the beginning of this day here. We did just get into the overbought zone with yesterday's close up there. So this is kind of the area that you normally expect to see some of the stronger moves take place. For example, the last time that we got, oh, come on now. Why is it? You guys see that, right? I'm clicking this. Okay, I don't know why it wasn't moving that. The last time that we got in the overbought zone was here on the 24th of June, right? Definitely the biggest move that we saw all day throughout this whole move was this day here, okay? That was the day they got you in the overbought zone, but you continued to grow for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days later. That's when you had your peak, your technical peak. And from the highest point of that day, right, which actually happens to be the close, but from there to the highest point, that was another 60% almost in growth. Okay, the time before that, whenever you got overbought, your first instance here was on this day. Big move, right, that took you into the overbought zone, but you still climbed later. You actually climbed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days again. And from the height of that day that got you into the overbought zone, you moved up 33% in the course of 5 days. Both times you fell short, and I'm not expecting that. I would expect that we do see some continued growth, however much it is. Maybe it's 50%, 60%, maybe it's 30%, maybe it's more, maybe it's less. But then we probably do see a correction, but I don't think it'll result in lower lows. I'm sure that it'll be like a more controlled correction that'll result in higher highs and higher lows. It might not look anything like that. I'm just painting a picture here, right? The time before that, you got overbought, and here you were in it and out of it pretty quickly, but you did have a high come in a little bit around a week later, right? So all that to say, generally speaking, and you can go back and test it, not always this is going to be true. There's times where you get overbought and then you reject immediately like this, right? Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Let's see. You got overbought here, and you didn't continue higher. You didn't reject immediately, but you didn't continue higher, and you actually got bearish divergence printed right there, which should have been a little bit of a clue. Here you definitely did continue, but this was in the literally the finale of your move up. I don't know. I could go back and give every example that there is on this chart because it's not that old of a chart, but I'm not going to do that. Just trust me whenever I say that. Generally speaking, whenever you get into the overbought zone, it's the beginning of more to come in a short amount of time. Now, when I say more to come, that doesn't mean that it's going to be the same size, just repeated. That doesn't mean that it's going to be smaller or bigger. It's it's just more to come. We don't know how much more it's going to be. Let's see if we can figure that out, see if we can make sense of that with the fibs. The relative high to the relative low here, we are at the 382. Again, on our way up, we will likely have pullbacks along the way. We did just get overbought on this daily right here, so I would expect more or less some immediate continuation. So being that we're at the 382 right now, the only logical thing that I could think of would be to go up to the 618. But if not, we could pull back down to the 236, and that would kind of look like a rejection off the overbought zone here. I don't know. I could see either of them happening. It's kind of hard to say, actually. Because generally I do look for this kind of move here, where you move up to the 382 and pull back to the 236. But this is a lot of volume, and you're moving up, and you're getting some strong readings right now. You've been pent up for so long, and you've just started moving. You could really continue this. I'm curious to see. I think today would determine kind of how big this relative move is, right? Like, is this it? If today's red, this could be it for the next like week or so, right? And then later we probably grow more. But if today's green, if it looks like we're exceeding the 382, that actually could mean that we're making a run for the 618 right now and seeing prices above 6011, which would be pretty cool. Maybe higher, man. Who knows? I mean, this thing can run. It can run very fast if it wants to, and it's run higher from lower prices than it currently is, right? In 1 day's time. So, let's see. 4 hour looks strong. I have no problem with that at all. The 1 hour looks relatively strong as well, right? Cooling off. I like that you're getting higher lows with lower lows in your RSI. That's hidden bullish divergence. That's a good thing, right? You're like cooling off while still showing strength. You look to be in some kind of consolidation up here, right, relatively speaking. So today, probably, we will get a breakout of this to the upside or the downside. Again, moving down from your 382 to your 236 is pretty expected behavior. But with the short-term RSIs, I'm kind of thinking you could be moving up. I don't know. Bullish divergence right there on these lows. Some volume coming in, bullish engulfing candles coming in. I don't know, man. You might break out to the upside. And in which case, if today closes green, guys, it's on. It's on to 6011 right now. If it closes red, if today closes red, then perhaps what we're going to do is move down to about 707 around there. And maybe next week we could try moving higher again, right? Maybe we get done with it really quick. Maybe it's like a quick move 1 day or 2 days down, and then we move back up. But I don't know, something like that, I guess, is what I'd be more expecting. But I'm not expecting it to be a red day. I'm actually kind of expecting it to be a green day. The reason why I'm talking about the red day so much is because this exact maneuver going up to your 382 and pulling back to your 236 is very common. But I guess I didn't take into consideration this whole bit here. I would say you don't have to stop here, man. I really do think you're going to move up higher. Genuinely, I do. I think that the price is going to move up 35% from here over the next maybe 5 days compared to what we've seen before. But within the next week, I think that's, up to these highs. That's my prognosis, or if that's not the proper word, that's my opinion. That's my projection, my prediction. Previous areas of resistance, golden ratio 618, previous areas of support, relative high to low of this overall consolidation phase here. I think it's a respected fib there, and just both on the price action and the fib scales. Support back here, resistance point area kind of there, support at this top area of consolidation, resistance right here. I don't know, it's not the most respected back here, but relatively speaking it is more respected. I think that's the zone. 6011 is where we're going. Maybe a little bit higher, but probably right around there, right? So yeah, it's going to be a nice week. That's kind of my opinion. Oh, on that note, before we end the video, there's actually something that I think is really cool. If it is a green week, if we continue at these prices or higher throughout the rest of the week, there's something to get excited about. Is the Heikin Ashi chart, right? On a daily basis, yes, we're green. That's nice. It hasn't meant much the last couple times, but on a weekly basis, it has meant something, right? At least in the short term. So this is the first green week we've had since July, right? Where this is kind of neutral, not really like a positive looking green week, not these big bodies here. We're getting a little bit bigger body than these back here. This could be the beginning of something. It could be the beginning of what we've been waiting for, right? It could be the beginning of this next move up. But regardless if it's the beginning of the next move up, if it's just an intermediate move and then we chill and then we go up later, however it is, maybe we chill at lower prices, whatever. It's definitely something, a cause for excitement short term, at least over the next couple weeks. That's my opinion. So anyways, hopefully we do continue up. Hopefully by the end of this week we're looking like that 6011 level is more of a reality than just a possibility. And I don't really have anything else I want to say. So with that, I leave you. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more. I want to be fully transparent before I go. Yes, and I said this yesterday in my last video yesterday, talking about the all-time highs. But yes, I do believe that Jesus Coin will see new all-time highs. I do believe that it's going there soon, probably by the end of the year is my expectation, and that will be around 5011 repeating, it looks like, to 5025 or potentially higher. It is possible it could go higher. From the current price, that would be anything from roughly a 13.5x to roughly a 31x, something like that. I very much do expect that to be the next move. This could be the beginning of a move much like this or like this. Perhaps it's a little bit slower, perhaps it's a little faster. Who knows how it's going to look, but being that it is the beginning of September still, kind of in the middle right now, we have enough time left in the year that I feel comfortable that we could absolutely see these targets by the end of 2024. That's kind of my expectation. So anyways, with that, I leave you. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Jesus Coin's looking good, guys. We're doing the right things. Just keep it going. Keep it going. If today closes red, it's not the end of good things, right? It's just a momentary pause. And it might last for 2 days. It might last for a week or so, but probably not even like 2 weeks. I wouldn't think that it would last that long. And regardless, I do believe that we're heading up higher, whether it's now or later. And I do think it's going to be now. I think immediately we are moving up, but time will tell. We'll see how it goes. As long as it's moving up, man, I'll keep making videos, keeping us updated, looking for those next targets. As of right now, you know, it's up here at this shelf right here, 6011. That's what we're looking for. Okay, for real, I'm out. Bye-bye.